This video is for educational and entertainment use only. The views in this video do not necessarily represent the views or life of Marlon Dixon.
Welcome back to Duffle LO to Sit Down. And if this is your first time to the channel, welcome into the channel. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below if you like anything that you hear, but I'm guaranteeing you're gonna like something that you hear. So like I said, we right here back with the Russia videos and the China videos, because they kind of, they kind of in cahoots behind the little door and everything, whatever. So that's why I got my red on. I got the blood dripping, RP all those that we lost in this war, that with the invasion of Ukraine from Russia and everything, the Russian soldiers, the Ukrainian soldiers, the NATO soldiers, any soldiers that's within this and around the world that we lost. My hats off is to you guys and for those to the family. And that's why I bring this information for the world to understand what's really going on. So let me share my screen so we get to the next article so I can show you guys what's to come next. Right here, as you guys can see, before I move myself down, how about I read that? Legendary investor Jeremy Grantham says Russia's attack could be the start of a multi-year super cold war and explains how this isn't doomed for stock markets. So now, although they're saying it isn't doomed for stock markets, I want you guys to watch the previous videos where I talked about how the stock market and the pensions is ready to be harvested and everything. And shout out to Robert Kiyosaki and how he stated in the book, who stole my pension and all. You guys got to understand what's getting ready to go on, what's going to happen, everything. So let me go ahead and get into it. So that's him right there. And he's saying a super cold war. So when they say a cold war, that's the same thing what happened in the first Cold War, like where Russia had, well, with so many sanctions put on Russia that they had to do, they couldn't do nothing but lose the war because the sanctions were so strong. So they trying to take that same approach this time, and now it's a super cold war. But see, this time, people got to understand that Russia was a little bit prepared. So this came from the other day, a couple of days ago. As I said, today's 16th. This from 5 days ago on the 11th. Jeremy Grantham suggests Russia's attack on Ukraine could lead to a multi-year super cold war. Wars aren't bad for stock markets, and they have led to a technological improvement. The GMO co-founder said there are trillion-dollar innovative opportunities in nations overcoming their reliance on Russia, he suggested. And that's that. Jeremy Grantham believes there is a chance Russia's invasion of Ukraine could lead to a long, drawn-out super cold war, but that isn't necessarily bad for stock markets. So now what he's saying is you're going to be able to make a lot of money in the stock market during all this. Why? If you understand how to do the things that you're doing. I want you guys to stop and research this right now. Russians make millions by shorting Russian stocks. So I ain't gonna do that article, but that's an article I'm gonna give out that to y'all for y'all to go do some research yourself. What happened in that article was because of this invasion and they knew the sanctions was coming, they just shorted all of the stocks on the American stock exchange that basically was Russians. And what ended up happening? All those stocks plummeted. If you understand anything about a short, you're saying that you bet that the stock gonna go down. They betted that the stock go down, the stock went down. Not financial advice. I'm just telling you what the article said. Please go read the article yourself. As a historian, I can say with confidence that these geopolitical events are murderously difficult to predict. The veteran investor and GMO co-founder said in a Wednesday episode of the Meb Faber podcast, in a month, they could have a regime change in Russia and we could be in a honeymoon period again. So now they saying that, hey, with all these sanctions, it might be some big changes going over there in Big Brother Russia. Like they saying that. But how Putin moving and how Putin and China kind of close with each other in this situation, it don't seem like that's what's really going to happen. And that's why we got to get deep into the videos. But let me go ahead and finish this until we get to the next. Or this could drag on to be absolutely the start of a multi-year super cold war, and it would have repercussions everywhere. That's more like the language. Gas is high, food is high. I got the dollar store that's literally like a few miles from my house, a dollar store. In a dollar store, everything was literally $1 just a week ago, right? Everything is 125 and then that. That's a 25% increase. You go to, I believe it's Little Caesars, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, where a pizza was $5. Now it's $5.33. $5 and I believe 55 cents. So like things are going up. The price of everything is going up. Gas was just like $2.29, $2.39 or something. Now gas $3.89. So when they say it will have repercussions everywhere, when he's saying that, this is literally what's going on right now with this invasion. Like everybody is feeling this: the stock market, the real estate market, the equities market, commodities market, all these markets, the consumer markets. We are all feeling this right now, and it's literally it's really wild right now. But Grantham noted that wars can set and process a lot of capital expenditure and drive the development of new products, a lot of war profiteering, if you will. So basically, we got to get all these weapons. We need the metal for the weapons. We need the iron. We need all this different stuff to move these weapons. We need gas. All this stuff is needed to keep this war going, to see who's going to win, who's going to lose. So some people will actually make money in this. So it isn't necessarily doom for the stock market. It's a miserable time for everybody else, but then in wartime, people do work harder and produce more. So is that what they're trying to do? Hey, you guys need to work harder. It means you guys to produce more. So since it's a war, everybody trying to hurry up get to the money. So they doing their thing, working long hours and all this stuff to make sure they get to the money. Never know. That can have a follow-on boost for the economies of the countries involved in combat, the veteran investor suggested. That's Russia and Ukraine. So, I mean, the economies might boom after this. You never know. World War II really pumped up the U.S., in particular for the next 20 years, he said. Given Western sanctions and the situation in Ukraine and Russia, two major exporters of commodities, people aren't quite sure about any gap in their oil, wheat, or nickel export could be filled. Look at the nickel price. Nickel didn't double within the last week. It really doubled from 20,000, I would say like 40 some plus thousand. Like it's literally crazy how the commodities market is moving. Like, and the reason why it's moving is because of this invasion. But that could drive innovation to deal with the shortage of metals, food, resources, or even people. According to, now listen to this. Because this invasion, it could drive innovation to deal with the shortages of metals, which means more people digging for the metals, right? So they doing more of that stuff with the mining. Food, we already know food shortages because more people are storing their food. Resources, different things, money, monetary stuff, or like even people. So now when they're saying even people, do that mean that it's going to be a boom of the population? Think about that, like, because if people just got to stay in the household, it ain't really too much to do, and then they frustrated and they stressed out, that's the main thing they're going to end up doing. So you just got to watch that. We're going to have we're going to have to keep redesigning, rejigging, replacing, and inventing new materials. And this is pretty darn exciting. So he ready. He already ready for the new investors to try to get his money up, because they understand that. I told you guys got to understand there's always a crash, and then people buy low, and then they go back up. Now they become rich. But the rich already understand this, so they sell everything at a high, wait for the crash, then got billions to spend while it's low. And then once they go back up, now they become multi-billionaires. We're going to have to find ways of retrofitting buildings cheaply, not the miserable labor-intensive, high-cost ways that we do it now. We're going to have to build higher quality buildings that are on day one hugely more energy efficient. They trying to go green. All this is a push to go green. Listen to me carefully. All this is a push to go green. They want everything energy efficient. So that's why I said in the China videos, make sure you guys go check out the China videos. That's why I said China already won, because they got the artificial moon that's giving them power, and they have the artificial sun that they're getting power. So they getting all this artificial power, while getting all this real power from these artificial creations that they're able to use to their own benefit. And that's energy efficient. This is going to take trillions of inventive dollars, not regular business as usual dollars. So this will be one of the great challenges, and it will be an absolute godsend for the VC industry. You see how I say VC? You don't know what VC is, so I'm gonna tell you what VC is. Venture capital. That's exactly what that is. Look into venture capital so you guys can understand. Grantham also noted that inflation hasn't been an issue in the past 20 years, and now sky-high prices are causing anxiety across the globe. Rent, gas, car notes, interest rates, mortgage payments, credit card payments, everything up right now. So now you got to go work more because you got all this to pay. But guess who's going to end up having to really actually work more? The poor. They already ain't got time, and they already ain't got money. Now they go work hard and try to make some money. Crazy. The market historian said the world is going back to 20th century-like environment, as in the decades after the 1970s was marked a period of great inflation. We're in great inflation 2 right now. When I say everything is inflated, like it's crazy. And you guys are listening, I know you guys feeling it too. Like by the time you guys see the video, gas might be $7. Hopefully it ain't. I already want gas to go down, whatever. But hopefully, you never know. The Fed can't entirely be faulted for sky high inflation. Inflation will be a focal point for investment managers for a long time to come, according to Grant. The investor believes the Federal Reserve is giving unrealistic goals and the central bank is being charged with controlling factors outside its reach. Definitely can't control another country. They have all these delusional instructions: control the growth rate, control inflation, control this, control that. That's all outside their capability. They can't control Russia. They can't control China. All these sanctions and all that stuff. That as long as that man said we this what we own, that's what they own. As long as that man say, hey, we moving like this, hey, they moving like this. You can't control that. You can try, but it ain't gonna go like that. They can cause the economy to do well, but just reliably for a quarter or two, and then anything can happen. I do sympathize with them. This the language that I tell y'all to watch it to. Listen to this. We're in the first quarter right now. They can cause the economy to do well, but just reliably for a quarter or two. We're in the first quarter. So what this is saying is, when you pay attention to it, first quarter, we feeling it a little bit, but we ain't feeling the second quarter. We feeling a little bit, but not a little more, but not. Third quarter, September, what? Bombs on them. I'm telling you, like bombs over Baghdad. That's the end of that. Let me go ahead and stop sharing this. That's literally, that's what it's going to be right there. I'm telling y'all right now, here today, I'm saying it. March 16th, 2022, I'm telling y'all right now, third quarter in the year 2022 is going to be crazy outside. Like when I say at the end of the summer, it's going to be hot in August. It's going to be hot in August, but I ain't just talking about hot in August because of the sun being hot. I'm talking about it's going to be hot outside because there's going to be so much stuff going on that people ain't going to be out there able to eat. People ain't going to be out there able to sleep. People ain't got no job to even try to take care of themselves, like food short, all this short. That's going on. This going on. The stock market crashing, like it's going to be a bloodbath. I'm ready for it. I'm telling y'all, this is serious. I'm trying to explain this stuff to y'all and keep it a little funny, but keep it educational as well, but really be dead serious to let y'all know, like, this is really what's going on in the world. They're moving things forward. In order to build something, you have to destroy. Listen to what I just said. In order to build something, you have to destroy. Think about a brand new house. They got that old house right there. They knock it down, and then they put a new house on there that's better than the one they just knocked down, because the one that they knocked down is so old. That's what's going on right now with the world and the efficiency that's going on. They're trying to go green. So because they're going green, but everything is still used to this old house, they got to destroy this old house to build a new house. This is what's really going on. It's going on before your eyes. You just don't understand it because there's so much bloodshed that's going on. But in reality, you understand World War I, you understand World War II, you understand the Cold War, you understand all this. It's always been bloodshed, and every war is going to be bloodshed. That's just how it goes. You have to understand why the bloodshed is happening, though. So if you guys made it this far to the video, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, donate to the channel if you want to. Just cop some of the books. Hit me in my email. I'll give you some of the books. All books, $8.11. Rest in heaven, my brother Porky. That's why the books are $8.11. So all this stuff is for family-oriented stuff. Like, that's why I say you guys are my family. So no matter what, don't underestimate family, friends, lovers, enemies. Look objectively. No matter what city, state, or country is in, every hood is the same. And if ain't nobody told you that they love you today, I'm going to tell you right now because I love you guys. That's why I bring you guys this information to make you guys aware of what's going on. I'm not going to just read the article. I'm explain it to you and make you think different from what you see, because this language, you got to understand the language to understand what's being said. So that's all I got to say for this video. So make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm out to the next video.
This video is for educational and entertainment use only. The views in this video do not necessarily represent the views or life of Marlon Dixon.